Good morning to all traders and welcome to another market swing waves. Today we're looking, I'm going to leave the index out, some others as well. I'm just going to speak about the ones that moved a bit or that did something more significant than others. That's the euro dollar, pound dollar, oil, S&P and Tesla. Obviously there's others. We can talk about like 20 different assets every day, guys, but it will be nearly impossible for us to do that. So starting off with euro dollar, we're looking about, well, the end of this move to the downside. It's impulsive, right? No interaction here. So this is the A, and we're looking at the A ending a bit lower yesterday. It went a bit too low, overextended in my opinion. That's why I think we're going to get a good correction up to around the 61.8. Okay, and why do I think that is is because we have to, when we will start moving lower down, we have to, I mean, we cannot really go lower than this support that I have drawn here, 117.65.8. This is because it's my wave one, right? I mean, we do not want to go ideally. We could, but we want this to remain an impulsive structure since this is also wave one. But waves two usually do get retraced a lot, okay? Waves one are retraced a lot by waves two. And this is due because, you know, we're still thinking, most of the market is thinking that we're still at bottom. We're still moving lower, and this is just a correction, which could be the case, by the way. We could have some sort of, you know, correction here, and that's going to be a WX and Y instead of an ABC. And, you know, that's either a 2 or B, don't forget. Either way, though, looks like to me that this wave, the first wave of the correction is done. Now we're looking for an ABC, right? Or it might just be a triangle in B. It might be a WX and Y. It might be a flat. Well, you don't know. But either way, 118.58.4 is the first target, let's say. And then from there, we're going to see signals for potential continuation to the downside that I think which is going to create a double bottom. So if we go to 61.8, the 61.8 extension of A and B will take us exactly where wave A is or was. So what we can simply do here, guys, we are going to connect these waves here. Actually, we're going to connect 2 and 4. This is the correct process. Yeah, you see, we came exactly at that. What I want to see, this breaking for now, okay? And then, you know, we can receive a continuation to the downside. Now, GBPUSD. I'll be honest, guys, this still baffles me. Excuse me. You do remember me having this something like 1, 2, 3, 4, and, you know, 5. That would be a leading diagonally 1, and we would have 2, and then we'll have 1 and 2 internally, and then we're looking at this 1 and 2 again, 3, 4, and 5, right, internally, which is possible, okay, because we can get this to wave leading diagonal and this sort of internal structure looking similar. But what I don't like, first of all, that looks more impulsive than this first. Second, leading diagonals, they're usually retraced quite a bit. We go to the beginning of wave 2, didn't see any of that happen. Instead, we saw that go down to wave 4 pretty much, which is not, and after a move to the upside, which is not usual, okay? Leading diagonals do more often than not lead to impulsive moves after dip correction. There's no dip correction here, there's no impulsive move. This is impulsive, but it's part of another structure internally. So I'm starting thinking that perhaps, and since we've got this sort of slope, and since we've done like the 90 or over the 90 over here, okay, let me just quickly check that. You see that? That might be a wave B of a flat. Okay, so my 4 might be extended here. Okay, what I don't like about this is that it's really extending the correction in wave 4, because our wave 2 is running flat, right? And it lasted, hold on, let's do date. It lasted 77 days, right? And over here, this is 50 days, but if we're gonna go to make that a something like a flat, we're gonna have double the time here in the correction. So the full correction wave, it will last double pretty much in wave 2. It's expected that wave 4, because it's corrective, and this is corrective too anyway, to last a bit longer, right? But it's a bit of an overextension to me. Either way, since we're here, we ought to connect 2 and 4, right? And go all the way up to 1. Let's leave that there, and let's go back to 1. Take this off for now, yeah. Drag this over here. Lower this degree 1 leg down. I have an A, B, and a C over here in the minor degree. Yeah, and this again, A, B, C, which is again minute, which brings us back to that having to be an impulse or something, right? But not only, because it can be an ending diagonal. So that's going to be regular flat. We're going to end anywhere. Well, I will just tell you 0.05 and 1.05. Yeah. 0.05. That. And anywhere 139.59, 140 for regular flat. Okay. So with that said, though, I don't expect that to be impulse. Yeah. We can be looking at a potential and in diagonal in wave C. Yeah. Well, that would be ideal, wouldn't it? So, okay. Well, that's an ABC, for example. Yeah. Minuet. That's my color for the minuet, isn't it? Ah, should be one down. Sorry. Subminute and black. There we go. This is it. 1, 2, 3. And then 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 this. And then we fall. Okay. That matches this structure better, because we don't have to have a forced impulse here with multi-structures all the time going up. Okay. So for now, that's my main scenario. I made a change on oil as well, because nothing else would make sense, at least to consider that we are biased to the upside. Okay. You remember I had this as 1, and I was looking at ABC, 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 or something like this, like W, X, and Y. It's still possible. I never like wave X's go really crossing above. I don't use them often. So if we had stopped here yesterday, that's where I had that pattern, I would be expecting another zigzag or any other pattern to complete this W, X, and Y, because there is a very nice flat pattern in here, right? You remember. But then I'm looking at this again, and if we're going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, because we see more upside and we finish down here with a double zigzag, then it means that we need 5 waves up. We have 5 waves up here, but we also have 5 waves down here. So that has to be an A, right? And then this can be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, someone would say, but also it can be 1 and 2, and that is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's an ABC. And then here we have an ABC again. this is a clear ABC, right? Down here, which again makes me think, how is that a C? So you can understand there's a bit of complexity here, or a bit of mismatch to the patterns, okay? So for now, and since we're moving up, I'm looking at this as an impulse, okay? And I'm expecting more upside, okay? If we stop around that level, then the chances of this becoming an A, B, and C will be, you know, very, 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 very high. But I see more upside in the short term, regardless of the shape, what we're trying to make of this, okay? So now I've changed this to my 1 and this to my 2, okay? This is what I did. And we're looking for further upside. Before I had it 1 and 2 as a zigzag, as a flat. And then with this move to the downside, we're expecting this to bounce. It didn't. Okay. S&P. This is the reason I wanted to do the S&P again today. We bounced at the lower channel. This is good. It's good. I mean, not good for who, you might ask. Well, first of all, A, B, and C. So if we get a 5-wave move to the upside, we're going to complete wave 3. Yeah, and from there, we want a 4 that's going to take us below wave 1. Okay. Obviously, this is because, you know, we are considering the length and duration of waves 1 and 3 and 4 and 5 pretty much similar, right? Because we're looking for an ending diagonal here. But equally, we could have something like this. That could be our 3 and that could be our 4. So we could already be in some sort of ending diagonal. But then if you connect those levels, they don't really look like an ending diagonal, do they? No, they don't. But if we did this and then corrected, well, that is going to look a bit different, no? But again, the drop has to be huge to go below 1. So I'm thinking, what if this is 1 and 2, we're going to see 3, 4, and 5, 4, 3, then we will get 4, and then we'll get 5. So there will be no ending diagonal here. It's possible, and this is what I'm going for now. But I'm just going to keep that as is, because usually when we see things like this, because they do look like 3 waves rather than 5, you know, we get ending diagonals, especially at a terminal point that we're near for S&P. Either way, I'll be really paying close attention to this level over here. For now, we bounced, but nobody knows whether we break or not. So pay attention to that number. If we break, well, we'll go to 43.94 next, and then 43.26 and even lower, which means, well, maybe, and that's going to be a small one, obviously. That's 1 and 2, that's 3 and 4, and that's 5. Yeah, but this is huge, no? So we are 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to get the 5th one, and then correct, and then move lower. Because so far we've got 1, 2, 3. That is our level. 4,500s. We need to break above that, okay? Good. Tesla. I told you about this regular flat a while ago, no? And every time we looked at it, I was looking at how it develops. And we call this an ending diagonal. And now it looks like it's done. It's not only done, we have an overthrow. We have increasing volumes due to this resistance. We have 61.8 Fibonacci retracement of the downside leg. Yeah. And then we've got wave B done. What else do we want? Nothing. We want wave C. 100 Fibo extension gets us down to 403. The 61.8 Fibonacci of the upside leg is at 344. Either could be reached. my high activity level in between the triangle, 407. My 4 is closer to the 100 Fibo extension, okay, where 4 finishes. But then where 4 A wave goes is the 344. So either of those are very possible. Obviously, we need to start breaking lines. Yeah. First one is the triangle. We need to the diagonal. We need to get out from there. Yeah. Then we'll look at 594, then 540, 481, and you go how it goes. It's like Jenga. Okay. You might ask, do you have an alternative? Well, we have to have an alternative. Yeah. Maybe we finished here with a truncation, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to get 5. Diagonal is going to be 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. But interaction here, I do not like. What if A, B, C, D, E still is below? What if 1 A, B, C? That's 1 A, B, C. It's the same exact structure. We ended down here, leading diagonal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So for that case, we need to pay attention to 78.2 or wave 2. It's usually where waves 2 correct to after following leading diagonal. They correct down to wave 2. Pay attention to 620. Okay. One might also suggest that what if we finished here? This is A, B, and C. Yeah. Okay. Fine. And this is 1, 2. Well, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It's a leading like diagonal, open leading diagonal, and this is my 2, and this is multi-structural wave 3, and then 4 and 5. Okay. We force it, but here's your alternative. Okay. So guys, thank you very much for watching. If you have questions, as always, you know, go on the YouTube, click the button, write your comment, hit enter, like, and wait for my response. Take care, and we'll speak again tomorrow.